First thing, people over profits. I think you have to be kind to your tenants. You have
Mm,
to be gracious with your team members and
mm,
be good stewards of investors first, right? It's
mm,
when you do all that, when you do right by people, growth follows. So I
mm.
think that's really it. And there is no substitute for that. So and I think I really hold that to my heart.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm your host, Q Edmonds. So glad to be with you today. Have another guest, and I'm really sure that you're going to like what she has to say. She is an owner, operator, investor, so definitely have a lot of knowledge about what she do and what she brings to the space. And we should have went over our first name, but we didn't. So I'm gonna take a try, and hopefully I'm on it by naming Miss Bashami. Miss Bashami, how did I do? Is it Rashmi? Rashmi?
It's, don't rush me. Like,
Don't
don't
rush
rush
me. Rush me. Got you. I appreciate that. So how you doing today? How's everything going for you?
Really good. Thank you for having me here. Really excited to speak with you and share my journey. So thank you.
Absolutely. Well, then, speaking of journeys, let's dive right in. I want you to tell the people what your main focus is these days. If you want to give us a little bit of an origin story of how you got into real estate, we would love to hear that. And then tell us what part of the world you're in, what market you're operating in. And so, ma'am, you have the floor.
Absolutely. Thank you. So typically, most people walk into real estate. It's like you have a home and maybe you upgrade or you move to a different place. So you rent out that home, you realize how painful it is. Then you start investing, you get rid of that house, take the money, invest as an LP, then you love it. You become an operator or a GP. That was not my journey. I kind of have done pretty much everything reverse. So the way I just went, I just dove right into buying apartment buildings. And honestly, I didn't know any better at that time. And so got into buying a couple of multifamily apartment buildings in LA, California. And I'm glad it happened that way because it forced me to learn and just learn stuff. And then and then after that, I moved on to the LP side because as an operator, I started understanding the environments and the buildings and what to learn. So I started seeing deals that people were getting involved in and markets that I like, asset classes that I don't want to get into. So I started working as a limited partner in multiple deals. At this point, I have about 15 deals I'm invested in, about to close in on my first JV deal. I still haven't done a GP deal because I just am always scared of little getting into just that box for the moment. And I also do fundraising for a debt fund. So multiple hats, and I love it. I tell people I want to be 86 and still be doing real estate. So that's my journey. The markets we've been in, historically, we've been in value add. So that playbook is a little old now, so I'm reevaluating where we position ourselves. So as an operator, it's value add multifamily in Tucson and Arizona, and then Kansas. And then as an LP, my asset classes are pretty much, mobile home, industrial, multifamily, ground up construction, affordable housing, and they're literally all over. They could be in Texas, Indiana, Minnesota, so all over where the deal makes sense. So that's me in a nutshell.
Got you. Love it. Thank you for taking us through the journey, walking us through. I would love to know what real estate and being in real estate has taught you about yourself, right? Because I have a saying where I say, destiny has no wasted moments. Meaning, like, no matter what we go through in life, there are things that just teach us about us. Destiny moments in destiny teach us sometimes how to be resilient, sometimes how to be disciplined. So, what has real estate and the destiny in the journey in real estate taught you about you?
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
First thing, people over profits. I think you have to be kind to your tenants. You have
Mm,
to be gracious with your team members
mm,
and be good stewards of investors first, right? It's
mm,
when you do all that, when you do right by people, growth follows. So I
mm,
think that's really it. And there is no substitute for that. So and I think I keep that, I really hold that to my heart. I think that's been a very, very valuable lesson for me. And when you operate with integrity, yeah, sometimes maybe you may lose a little bit of profit, but you generally always come out ahead and you sleep better at night. So that's one.
yeah.
The second thing of, it's always be learning. You have to be learning in the space to learn, especially the space I'm in where I'm not really a 3,000 unit syndicator, but I'm also not a mom and pop, but I operate at that level. So it's like I'm always learning from the best, applying it to my business and growing that way. So that's the other thing. And, act quickly, but that's in
Mm,
life. It's when things are not a fit,
mm,
just cut your losses. There have been times I've had property management firms, I'm talking over a 12-year journey at this point where you're like, okay, maybe they're not that good. Let me give them a chance. And next thing you know, it's like several months and the damage takes a long time to recover. So cut your losses short, act quickly, move.
I love that when you said people over profit. I always say that at the foundation of any sustainable business, I think is servitude, is a service to people. Like you said, you may use a little bit of profit, but I'm gonna synthesize like this, won't lose your soul, right? When you operate with integrity, when you operate with honesty, yeah, you make a little bit of profit, but you won't lose your soul. And one of my mentors told me one time, I didn't understand it, but I understand it more now. He said, all money ain't good money. All money ain't good. If you can't sleep at night, if you had to go outside of your moral ethics or outside of your authenticity to get it, then sometimes it just wasn't meant for you. It was maybe meant for somebody else, but not meant for you. And so I love when you said people over profit. I really love that. Let me ask you, have you had any adversity as you was building? Have you bumped up against any adversity as you was on this journey to grow into where you are now?
Lots, lots,
Mm,
lots, lots. I mean, it's a tough business. I didn't talk about some of the challenges I faced last year, if that's the path you want me to go down on.
mm,
So it's the way I look at real estate, it's a long-term game and,
mm,
it's a business and every business has ups and downs. When the gravy train is good, it's really good. And when it is tough, you just hunker down, minimize your risk, stay steady till it turns. So, both as an operator and an investor, last year I think has been one of probably the toughest years. It felt like a whack-a-mole. I was literally
mm,
playing that game. I'd deal with an issue and then things would just, three more would pop up. And, it was relentless. It was insurance issues, insurance claims, refinances, occupancy pressure. Everyone across the board has experienced major occupancy related issues. conversions, lenders have become stricter in ways that they weren't. And
Mm,
so it was exhausting. There were moments where I think you come in, you sit in a corner and you have a pity party. And
mm,
it's okay to have a pity party. I'm fine with that. What I'm not fine is for it to extend. So I'll have a day and I'll get back the next day and get back into it. But again, it goes back. These challenges are there. And for me, the biggest thing that helped was people over profits, even
mhm,
doing that. And the second thing has been like I've heard multiple people say last year was the toughest operating environment in 40 years. So I haven't been doing this for 40 years, but I've felt it really tough in the last 15 years.
yeah,
But the way I've dealt it was I reframed the whole thing in my head. I looked at it, it's a business, even though it's an investing thing and I'm in it for long-term wealth, etc. But it was really a business that has ups and downs. So I kind of looked at that and I held on and you just mitigate risk and you hold on. And so that's been that challenge on
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
the operator side. On the investor side, if you'd like me to dig into that, um,
listen, I'm loving everything you saying. So if you're willing to tell, I'm willing to listen for sure.
okay.
Yeah.
On the investor side, I actually feel very fortunate because every week I've been hearing horror stories of people losing all their capital or even, major capital calls. So across my 15 deals, I just feel blessed. I had one small capital call and it was just a few thousand, so I don't consider it. And even then, once I read the docs, I backed away from the whole amount they were asking. So you got to read your documents if you're signing documents and you have to know what's in it. So I think, I know even though some of the deals haven't paid, my capital's protected and they're
Mm,
good stewards of my money and they're good
mm,
operators. And so, it will all bounce back. You just have to be patient, right? As long as they're good. But my biggest challenge right now is really the deal flow.
yeah.
My playbook that was, and for a lot of people, you could go in, do value add, bring up rents by $300-400 and flip it around and refinance. That's not going to work in this economy, right? It's like the cost of operating is ridiculous.
Mm,
Uh, I just got a bid to paint a 2-bedroom just for 30 minutes before we talked for $7,500 to
mm,
paint. I'm
mm,
like, I'll show up. I'm going to come and do that because,
yeah,
but I think it's trying to figure out what's the next thesis on where I should be investing and changing. And you have to change your strategy as times are changing. So
yeah.
for me, what that has meant is moving more into affordable housing, right? There is a lot of support. There is a need and the economics make sense. So it's
Mm,
shifting in that box, so shifting a little bit more away from value add. So that's my investor challenge. And then finally, as a fundraiser, what's actually been interesting is there
mm,
is no shortage for money. It's like
mm,
we have a
mm,
long
mm,
waiting list of people who want to deploy capital. It's scary. I have a solid due diligence process,
mm.
but it's scary how people just hand away money without doing anything. And I have to tell people who come to me, like, I'm good, but you just have to be careful. And so we have capital, but the hard part there is finding opportunities that we could fund that is right by our investors
Mhm,
and by lending criteria. So it's, different roles, different challenges, but that's what we wake up to do every day is to
mm,
figure out how to keep moving the ball forward and adding
yeah,
value to whoever we're serving.
yeah. Ooh, I love you so much. Thank you so much for just one, your gift of your vulnerability, for you sharing with us just from a vulnerable space. I love how the way you regulate yourself. I love how you say, hey, I'm willing to sit in my emotions. If something goes wrong, I'll sit in my emotions. like for a day, so I'll recognize what's going on. And then I love how you said you will reframe. I love that. I mean, I think that is such a powerful thing that we all can do because perception is everything. And so reframing, hey, what can I learn from this? Trials come to make me strong. Like, this, one thing I say is failure is fertilizer, right? Like, so what am I learning from this that's going to fertilize the growth in me? So I absolutely love it. And I love how you broke down every segment. I mean, really, like you said, you're wearing different hats and you're really walking each step with a certain like patience and perseverance and self-awareness. And I appreciate you really, really for sharing that. And I know that's going to help a lot of people as you was talking. Let me ask you this. What is the next real goal? Like, what are you looking to solve or scale next?
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Keep acquiring because
Mm,
ultimately we
yeah,
get into this is for freedom,
yeah,
right? People want
that
freedom of
part.
time, freedom of money,
Yeah,
freedom of location, and building wealth in a way. So,
yeah,
I've been working on this for a while. In fact, when we started, both my husband and I had W-2. So we built a lot of this up while we were working. It's only been in the last 2 years where I've started focusing on this full time and
gotcha.
bringing. So the goal is growth. The goal is, again, controlled growth. So you can support
Mm-mm,
and build the systems around it. So right
mm,
now, last year I had one deal I invested in. So that's sort of Med Center in Minnesota. And that took me about 2 years of due diligence before I actually gave money to that operator. So that's
yeah,
just, I'm just slow, but it works for me. But when I give, I know it's not going to fail. I do have two deals happening. One's a JV and the other one's more of an LP deal, but they're all in the affordable housing thing. So, so all of a sudden that adds on another uh, I don't know, a few hundred units that you're managing. So I'm excited about that. So that to me is growth and constantly, the way I've structured my LP deals is every year something is coming due and you're
mm-hmm,
deploying it. And so I have a little bit of a framework where I have a ceiling where I don't invest more than 250,000 with any
yeah,
operator out there. Things go south, operators change. That's my limit. And then even if you give me greater return. So once that hits, that's why I'm always looking for new stuff. So, so a couple of deals are coming through. So I'm just getting queued up to find new places. So that's where growth is. Again, like I mentioned, I love this business. I love what it does to me personally as a family, but I love what it does when you provide a safe home for people and when they feel a place. So it's something I've been passionate about forever since I think I was
yeah,
10.
yeah,
So I'm going to do this till I'm 90.
yeah,
literally, my goal is to close a contract when I'm 86 years old. And
yeah.
so that's growth. And it's just controlled growth. I feel like the plane's on the runway. It's starting to take off. And that's where I'm at in my journey.
I love it. I love it. And I love how you wear different hats. I love how you're connecting with different people. So I want to ask you about relationship building. How has relationships served you? Have they served you well? What is do you put a premium on relationships? Talk to me about how you value or what's your perspective when it comes to relationships.
I think in life, relationships are one of the most important things, period. Like whether it's work, real estate, family, that is the glue that keeps life worth living. So the way I approach them, I want to be helpful to people and it's taken me a while to kind of be available and helpful. You have to have that mindset shift and,
Mm-hmm.
and build relationships when you don't really need anything, right? Sometimes those are the best relationships when I actually don't know what a lot of my friends do because I'm friends with them because we have fun together.
Mm,
They could, so I think it's when you build these authentic relationships where you can help people do something, it helps. So in real estate, even with tenants, relationships matter, right? A
mm,
tenant that you treat well
mm.
and are there and you listen to them, even when things go south, they're not as angry with you, even though they're pissed off, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's it's a thing. With people, relationships matter. Like when I am struggling with stuff, or when I feel like, oh my God, my insurance has gone up 5 times, what do I do? Or when I'm having a pity party, I can
Mm,
pick up somebody and be like, hey, and then that person's like, oh, yep, I know. And so it's important. I think the trick is to be authentic, to be
mm,
yourself, and don't approach it transactionally. Like I'll give you an example. I mentioned earlier, it takes me a while to invest because I really do my due diligence on an operator. So there was a sponsor. I live in LA, and he had an event for investors. I'm on it, and I'd been looking at him as somebody I'd want to invest in. So like, hey, come meet people. I'm like, oh, let me go meet. Period. If you're thinking of investing with somebody, you have to meet them. And if you can't meet them, at the very least, Google them to see if there are no arrest warrants or lawsuits pending. Like that's the bare minimum you have to do before you give people money.
mm,
I expressed my interest in coming, and the investor relations person came back and like, hey, if you're not investing in the next deal, please don't come.
mm.
And it was a very transactional email, and it shut me off. All he could have said, come on in, because that's what I do as a invest fundraiser. People need to trust you, know you, and feel comfortable.
Mm.
And he just said, if you're not looking to invest now, this is not for you. That just shut that door. That
Yeah.
relationship never got built when we could have had an opportunity. Would I recommend them to my friends? Probably not.
Nope.
Right? No.
Yep.
And so I think, you have to be mindful at how you approach people. Also, what I've noticed with relationships, the loudest person isn't always the
Mm,
best person. And sometimes as a woman, or sometimes even just my personality, I am a quiet person. I am an observer. And so people kind of look over you, and I'm thinking, dude, I'm deploying capital, right? So you have to come in with an open mindset and talk to people. So my goal is always be talking and pick up the phone if someone calls.
yeah.
And if
Yeah.
you can give them time, just give them time.
Yeah. I love it. I love your approach. I love the way you treat people. I love you keep saying this word, and it's a word that my mother told me when I was younger, authenticity, just being authentic. Even with relationships, I believe in growing relationships organically. I believe, two people it's like how can two people walk together unless they agree, right? We have to agree, we have to be like equally yoked in a sense, and so I absolutely love the framework and the way that you think about relationships, and I thank you so much for sharing. Let me ask you this: if someone wanted to reach out to you, connect with you, learn more about what you're doing, collaborate with you, how can they reach out to you?
2 places. One is, you can find me on Insta on this handle, She Stacks Up. So part of my journey in this, I started a newsletter where I'm teaching women how to just get really good with money. Like I've noticed with women, especially when, 40 and up, you have money because you're working and or families, it's coming to a different level. But we just don't talk about it. We talk about everything, recipes, childcare, but never
Yeah.
money. So
Yeah.
that's where on there you can find me. It's a newsletter. And the second thing is on LinkedIn. Rashmi nigga.
Wait a minute, say LinkedIn again.
Yeah, LinkedIn under my name, Rashmi
Okay.
nigga.
Got you,
I don't
got
have
you.
a website. I know it's been on my list. I When you're a solo operator, you have a long list of urgent things to do. It just never bubbles up to the top.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Miss Rashmi, I want to say, one, definitely thank you for your time. I think time is very precious. Time is a precious commodity. Like you said, we're trying to get our time back. This is why we do what we do to get our time back. So definitely thank you for your time. Thank you for your story, your gift of your vulnerability, and just sharing just the journey, the ups and the downs, the wins, and sometimes sitting in the lows and recalibrating and reframing things. So I appreciate that. And definitely thank you for your perspective. Thank you for your mindset and bringing that mindset to this platform. I really appreciate you being here today.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But listen, y'all heard Miss Rashmi. Y'all get check her out, check the show notes, get in contact with her. But definitely make sure you are subscribed here. Because I promise you, we're going to continue to bring up amazing guests, just like Miss Rashmi. So thank you again, ma'am. And to everyone else, y'all have a fantastic day.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.